My name is Chris, and today we're going to cover the details of the Fluance RT81 Plus turntable. And if you would like one of your very own, stick around until the end of the video. Fluance have made a name for themselves by offering high-quality turntables in several variants at affordable prices. While the prices of most turntables on the market have risen in recent years, Fluance have managed to keep their prices the same without changing their well-regarded build quality. In an endeavor to continue to build on that platform, they have recently added the RT81 Plus to their growing line of turntables. While the Plus iteration of the 81 is only $50 more than its standard model counterpart, there are certainly upgrades worthy of discussion. That said, at that same price point, you can get the RT82, which has benefits of its own. We'll be comparing these three models throughout to see which, if any, might be best suited for you, as all three offer a great entry point into the hobby as well as a potential upgrade to your basic starter turntable. The appearance and build quality of the 81 Plus, here out to be simply called the Plus for ease of identification and comparison, will be more than familiar to those of you who have seen any of the Fluance line. It boasts the same MDF plinth, finished in the same high-quality finish options as most of the rest of the line, and the only real difference between the Plus, the Standard, and the 82 plinths are their weight. The Plus and Standard come in at 14.1 pounds, while the 82 weighs a slight bit more at 14.99. While the Plus and Standard do contain at least one additional electronic component in the way of a built-in phono preamp, my guess is that the higher quality drive motor in the 82 and the absence of routing out an area for said preamp is what's adding to the minor weight increase. More on both of those later. All three models mentioned here have aluminum tone arms with an adjustable anti-skate and a solid counterweight for balance. A simple but noticeable upgrade with the Plus over the Standard, however, are the three adjustable feet found below. This not only makes leveling your turntable easier, they also provide an added layer of vibration dampening over the Standard model, which I found a welcome change. The Plus also includes a dampened aluminum platter with a pre-installed foam ring mounted on the inside to reduce ringing and resonance. I found this to be a sleeper upgrade that is absolutely worth noting. The Plus also offers the same playback speeds of 33 1/3 and 45 RPM as its counterparts, which should cover about 99% of the potential buyers on the market. All three of the tables are belt-driven, although their speed variants, wow and flutter, platters, and mats are different. Again, we'll cover all of that shortly. Additionally, if you value the auto-stop feature that has become synonymous with Fluance, there's no need to worry. You'll find that switch on the back, conveniently located as always. Setting up the Plus is a straightforward process, making it accessible for beginners while still providing options for customization later. The package includes a clear and detailed user manual that guides users through each step of the setup, and the turntable arrives with the cartridge pre-aligned, reducing the hassle for those unfamiliar with that procedure. That said, I haven't found a turntable yet that didn't need some sort of an alignment right out of the box, so I'd still recommend doing so. There are a host of videos available online to help you with this process, or you could look to hire outside help if you're not comfortable with doing the work yourself. Along with the manual, you'll find the necessary RCA cables, tinted dust cover, 45 adapter, bubble level, and 5-foot power cord in the box to have you rolling in no time. I wish the power cord was at least 6 feet, but with the included one being longer than most of the affordable turntables I've reviewed, I'll take the 5-footer for a win here. Another noteworthy change to the Plus from the Standard is the inclusion of an Audio-Technica VMN 95E cartridge over the normal 95E. The VMN is a slightly more elliptical if you will, with its dimensions being 0.3 by 0.7 millimeters compared to the 0.4 by 0.7 of the Standard. The output is also slightly higher at 4 millivolts on the VMN against the 3.5 millivolts on the Standard. This brings up our first major comparison difference between the Plus and the RT82. The 82 comes standard with the Ortophone OM10. While I'm not over the moon about the OM10, it does boast slightly better channel separation at 22 dB compared to the VMN's 20, and I'd say that fans of Ortophone will almost certainly prefer this cartridge over the VMN. Will you hear a noticeable difference? In my experience, marginally. I found the tracking slightly better with the VMN, and I would say that's partly because of its 2-gram tracking force compared to the OM10's 1.5, coupled with the OM10's extremely lightweight overall. I also found less intergroove distortion with the VMN, this being the main detractor for me with the OM10 over the years. The OM10 does sound slightly more balanced in my opinion though, as it's a bit smoother and balanced overall throughout the frequency range. When you consider the Plus and the 82 cost the same, this may come into play for you. So what kind of sound did I get with the Plus then? On the whole, the VMN was a very capable and articulate cartridge. High shown through as you would want, with a top end that was crisp enough to make you take notice without being too harsh or sounding artificial. Cymbals sounded natural, if not slightly thin on occasion, but sat pleasantly in the mix overall. Guitars and vocals filled the midsection well and had good balance about them. Bass performance was deep and plentiful while not being muddy, even if it wasn't overly articulate. The VMN is a very solid choice for an upgrade to the entry-level cartridges you may have been listening to with your initial turntable setup. While the stylus is bonded, meaning that only the tip is diamond, like you'd find with almost any lesser expensive model, its elliptical shape makes an audible difference in tracking and sound reduction over a standard conical stylus. Couple that with an easy-to-replace stylus option, and this cart can carry you for as long as you'd like before you seriously start looking to up your game. When taking this into consideration, I would say without pause that the extra $50 you'll spend on the Plus over the standard is well worth it. The dampened platter, the adjustable feet, and upgraded cartridge make it a no-brainer for me as a recommendation. While I wouldn't rush out to upgrade to the Plus from the standard, as I would just continue to save money for a bigger jump later on, I would recommend the Plus as a great upgrade from something like the Audio-Technica AT-LP60 or as a great starter table altogether. The build quality, features, and sound will easily be noticed upon the very first listen. That brings us to the comparisons with the 82. With the Plus and 82 priced the same, which table should you take? As with everything in hi-fi, this will come down to what you want versus what you need. All that is to say, it depends. I think many people might prefer the sound of the OM10 found on the 82 to that of the VMN found on the Plus. While the VMN is a very capable cartridge that has a fine sound, it's just a little lacking in overall balance versus the OM10. Again though, I didn't find as much inner groove distortion with VMN, and that is a big deal for me. Another advantage the 82 has over the Plus is its drive motor. With a speed variation of 1% on the Plus, the 82's 0.13 is a clear advantage. Yes, you can adjust the speed on the Plus using a small screwdriver on the underside of the unit, but that's still a fairly sizable margin. Additionally, the wow and flutter of the Plus is about 0.2%, while the 82 boasts a lower number of only 0.07, another tick in the box for the 82. So if people might think the OM10 is a better cart, and the speed and wow and flutter performance are better, the 82 is certainly the clear choice then, right? Not so fast. The Plus has advantages as well. The dampened aluminum platter mentioned earlier, for example. The 82 has no damping on its platter. Now, this doesn't seem to come up much in audio reviews, but I assure you it is a big deal. Dampening the vibrations that are able to travel throughout your platter will greatly enhance the overall sound when you compare that to a platter that is not inert in any way and rings like a bell. The 82 employs the use of a rubber platter mat to help reduce this problem, but I prefer addressing the issue right at the source, the platter itself. But to make best use of this dampened platter, you'll quickly want to ditch the upgraded acrylic platter mat that comes with the Plus. While the theory of using acrylic here to help with a positive direct connection to your records is sound, the problem is found with acrylic's inherent ability to attract static. When measuring the acrylic mat for static right out of the box, I found a reading of 4.4 kilovolts. This isn't drastic, but it's certainly not good either. Moreover, after treating the mat with my D-Stat to eliminate this static, which brought it down to a very healthy 0.4 kilovolts, and setting it aside for a while, the acrylic mat read 7.2 in a second reading after doing nothing but sitting around for a couple of days. This is definitely a problem. Compare that with a cork mat, which started off at 0.2 kilovolts and dropped to an astounding 0.02 kV after a treatment, and you'll see that this would be an ideal and affordable way to go for a platter mat. Even so, the biggest attraction that the Plus has over the 82 would have to be the built-in phono preamp. When newer people of the hobby are purchasing their first turntable or upgrading from an entry-level table to something a bit more substantial, phono stages are often a last-minute concern. Newer people to the hobby just aren't used to needing them. With the built-in phono preamp here, this isn't a worry at all. What's more is that if you would like to upgrade to an outboard preamp, you can bypass the built-in version completely with a simple flick of a switch. This allows for easy growth as you continue down your hi-fi path. This built-in phono preamp also significantly widens the options of amplification to you. By simply using the included RCA cables for connection, you can use practically any stereo, home theater amp, or powered speaker you might already have laying around the house. There's no need for any other specific equipment. Simply plug the table into your source and then start spinning. This ease of use shouldn't be overlooked by people who are new to the hobby or just looking for a simple yet quality solution. So who is this turntable for? If you're newer to the hobby and looking to make an upgrade, this is an excellent choice that covers all the bases. You can also build upon this platform by buying upgraded components direct from Fluance to customize this table as you see fit. Everything from platter mats to platters themselves are available. Conversely, this can also be a very simple one-and-done purchase. Some people aren't looking to travel down the rabbit hole that is hi-fi. They just want a quality table that plays records and produces a good sound. The 81 Plus does that, and at $300, it does it extremely well. You'd be hard-pressed to find another offering at this price that includes these features as well as the build quality that you will find here. If you've been looking for an upgrade to your standard entry-level turntable, or you'd like to get into the hobby knowing that you're buying something of quality that will last, the Fluance RT 81 Plus is definitely worth a look. But if you'd like to try your hand at getting one for $0, you're in luck. To celebrate Fluance's 25-year anniversary, the company's offering you a chance to win a brand new RT 81 Plus, provided you live in the US or Canada. Apologies to those of you who might be excluded from this contest, but shipping abroad is still a royal pain. All you need to do is subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and tell Fluance what the first album you'd play on your brand new RT 81 Plus in the comments below. After that, I'll post a follow-up video announcing the winner being picked at random. Fluance will then kindly handle the shipping tasks. Thank you to Fluance for offering up a brand new turntable to give away. Happy 25th anniversary and many happy returns.